Hey guys, it's me, Halloween Dan, doing one more video to really end the Halloween season. It's a sad video. It's time to bring these bad boys down, put them back in their boxes and put them away for another year. It's always a bit depressing this, so I'm not going to like show me boxing them back up or anything. I just wanted to sort of have this moment to say goodbye to my Halloween stuff for another year. So it's the 3rd of November and it's time to put these guys away. At the minute, they're all just sort of standing about in my living room in varying degrees of being made up. There's the dragon's wings. And yeah, it's getting a bit cluttered in here. And we would really like our living room back. So as sad as it is to say goodbye to them, I have to say I am looking forward to having a bit of space back here. Other bags of stuff that I have to go through, my Halloween decorations and other bits and bobs. So that's another job I've got to do before the day is over. And yeah, it's time to say goodbye. Tom's through in the other room. Tom, I keep on referring to him as Tom, our wailing phantom. He's got to come down too. So I thought before I did that, I'd just have a quick rundown of how good these things were this year. Really brief this is. Starting with Jeff, our red dragon. He had a wonderful season. Because of the gazebo I put up, yes, not very well themed, but kept him perfectly dry and he worked like a charm. His sensor worked very well. He's still got his bright lights, LED lights in his mouth and his LCD eyes, all working really well. His wings were flapping perfectly. We had one day where one of his wings blew off in a strong gust of wind, but other than that, he survived all the worst the weather could throw at him. So thumbs up for Jeff. Then we've got this guy. He was new this year. He's our Asda spooky Scarecrow, or scary Scarecrow, sorry. He, as well, really good, battery operated. The only downside to him was that I had to change his batteries a couple of times, and though because his sensor actually is so good it would pick up on almost anything. And I think he did get a bit of face damage because he fell over a few times. The wind was quite gusty and quite strong, and even though I did stake him down and all that kind of stuff, he still fell over a few times. So I don't know whether it's because he's a bit top heavy or something, I'm not sure, but he just seemed to like to fall over. Have to think about that one next year. Banjo skeletons down here, again, did really well, survived all the very worst weather. The only thing is the crypt that I made, which you might remember from one of my past videos, is no more. It got absolutely destroyed in a very bad windstorm. It got completely blown apart. And these guys went with it. They did end up on their faces at one point, trying to play the banjo on the floor. So that was a bit devastating. I'm going to have to try again next year building a better crypt, I think. But apart from that, worked really well. Sensors still working really well. All the motion of them is really good still, so great. Then we've got our witch, Winnie the Witch. She's our oldest large-scale animatronic. Still works really well. The only thing with the witch is that she must be getting a bit old because the actual motor that powers the stirring action of her stick, it was getting a bit squeaky. I had to put some WD-40 on her to stop her from squeaking so much. And also the sensor, her sensor seems, it was always a little bit dodgy, I'm not going to lie, but she doesn't seem to be quite picking up on people quite as well as she used to do. So that's something I might have to look into next year. Over here, well, we've got Bump and Go Ghost. I'm not going to lie, Bump and Go Ghost did not get switched on that often because although he is quite hilarious getting stuck on things, he is also quite annoying. So yeah, he kind of stood in our house a lot. Then we've got Barry the Butler. Barry got, once again, he got very, very battered by the wind this year. He got knocked over a few times again, even though I staked him down and even though I tied him up. He still did manage to fall over a good few times. And also people are always quite violent with Barry, trying to get him to work. They don't just hit his tray, they knock him on the head to get him to work. But I have to say, he was still working, his batteries are still okay. I might take those batteries out for being packed away. but he's done really well, had another really good strong season. Not strictly an animatronic, but I'll just go on about my Costco pumpkin. Really good, laughing all the time. Sensor was really good, picked up on people all the time. And I had him out right at the very start of our hunt when we barely had anything else out. And people loved the fact that he walked past it and suddenly this thing would start laughing at them in this creepy way. So that went down really well. And last but certainly not least is Tom, my new Wailing Phantom. He also had a really good year. The only downside to Tom is his sensor doesn't seem to work at all. It works every now and again, but it seemed very temperamental. And he still makes a bit of a clicking noise that I never really got to the bottom of. The other worst part, but this isn't really his fault, is that we couldn't put him out a lot of the time. The weather was so terrible that he just would not survive that weather. So he didn't actually get to go out on Halloween itself, unfortunately. He only could go out in the run up to Halloween. So yeah, that was unfortunate. But again, not really the animatronics' fault, the weather's fault. So, but apart from that, really good response. Anyone who saw him was kind of freaked out by him, thought he was absolutely epic. I mean, who wouldn't be freaked out by this huge, bloody great big thing? And yeah, had a really good year. So now it's time to take all these animatronics apart and to say goodbye for another year. So, it's all done. Everything Halloween related is away. It's very sad times. I'm a bit red in the face, a bit flushed, a bit sweaty. That was hard work. There was a lot more to put away this year. This is why I should stop buying Halloween stuff. My God, I'm exhausted. But it's done now. As sad as it is, they're away for another year. I hope they're all dry. I dried them as best I could because a lot of things got wet. Everything seems okay. Hopefully it stays all right for the rest of the year. And, you know, a year will very quickly pass by, I'm sure. They always do. And we'll be back at Halloween. We'll be back at this spot again in a year from now. Thank you for watching. I just want to say one more time, happy Halloween to everyone. I know it's not Halloween anymore, but happy Halloween to you. I hope you had a really good one. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Keep it spooky. Bye.